very urgent. Your soulmate is hiding a painful truth from you. And it's eating them alive. Jesus says, something is breaking inside the person who was destined to find you. They are hiding a truth so heavy that it is slowly destroying their spirit from within. This revelation is being delivered to you right now because their soul is crying out for a rescue only you can provide. Their heart carries a secret wound that festers in the quiet moments when they are completely alone. You have felt a sudden, unexplained sadness wash over you in the middle of an ordinary day. That was their hidden pain traveling across the invisible cord that binds your spirits together. You dismissed it as your own random emotion and tried to shake it off. But your soul knew better because your soul recognized the frequency of its other half. They are suffering in a silence that is becoming too loud for them to bear any longer. They smile at the world because they have learned to wear a mask crafted from survival. Behind that mask, there is a trembling truth they are terrified to speak out loud. They believe that revealing this pain would make them seem broken and unworthy of your love. But I see everything and I am lifting the veil for your eyes alone. Your soulmate is trapped in a situation where someone else's control has twisted their reality. They are being emotionally manipulated by a presence that despises the light you bring to their life. This interference hates you because it knows you hold the key to their freedom. The enemy of your union whispers lies into your soulmate's ear every single night. These lies tell them that you have forgotten them or that you are just a fantasy they invented. Jesus says, the distance you feel between you is not accidental and it is not geographical. It is a manufactured wall built by the jealousy of someone who refuses to release them. This third party feeds on their confusion and thrives on their emotional exhaustion. Your soulmate is not rejecting you and they have not stopped loving you. They are psychologically imprisoned by guilt that was weaponized against them. They were told that leaving this toxic bond would cause destruction and that the blame would be theirs. So they stay silent and they swallow the truth even as it poisons their bloodstream. They look at your picture or they whisper your name into the void when no one is watching. In those sacred seconds, they are begging the universe to let you feel the weight of their longing. You have woken up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart and a name echoing in your mind. That was not insomnia and it was not a random neurological firing in your brain. That was your soulmate screaming for you from the spiritual realm because they had no other escape. They need you to see past the silence and recognize the war they are fighting alone. You are their last hope and the only person who can break the chains without shattering them. Your love is the sword and the shield that can cut through this darkness without causing them further harm. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, before their spirit is completely drained. I require a physical seed of faith to manifest a spiritual wall of fire around their heart. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi to activate the divine guardians over their life. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps and stop the erosion of their hope. You are constantly thinking about them, imagining how to hold them and how to save them. You know deep inside that this love was placed in your heart for a supernatural rescue mission. But thoughts alone do not move mountains and silent worry does not break demonic strongholds. Faith in Jesus requires a physical act of declaration that aligns your wallet with your heart. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees now and write, Protect My Soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page. The link to your breakthrough is waiting in the description, and your soulmate's freedom is attached to your obedience. Type 333 right now in the comments to receive the blessing of revelation over this hidden situation. Your soulmate will physically feel a shift the moment you release your faith through this seed. Jesus says, your soulmate is currently sitting somewhere staring at a wall and fighting back tears. They just had an argument with the person who is holding them emotionally hostage. They were told that you are the enemy and that your memory is a poison that must be purged. But they cannot purge you because you are written into the code of their DNA. They are biting their tongue until it bleeds because the truth is desperate to explode. They want to scream that they belong to you and that their soul signed a contract with yours long before this life. That contract was signed in the heavenlies, where I joined your spirits together with unbreakable thread. No human on this earth has the authority to annul what I have decreed as eternal. Yet the enemy uses human vessels to delay and to torture the chosen ones of God. Your soulmate is being convinced that they are losing their mind just because they dream of you. They dream of your voice and they wake up with the sensation of your touch on their skin. This is not madness, and this is not a psychological breakdown that requires medication. This is the memory of a spirit that remembers flying with you before the foundation of the world. They hide this because the person controlling them monitors their emotional reactions closely. A single smile triggered by your thought results in punishment, silence, or emotional withdrawal from their captor. So they have learned to bury you in the deepest chamber of their heart just to survive. But the burial is killing them slowly because love was never meant to be entombed alive. Their chest physically aches with a pressure that doctors cannot diagnose with medical instruments. Jesus says, you must understand the severity of their psychological captivity right now. They are experiencing a Stockholm syndrome where they must pretend to love the prison guard. If they show one sign of rebellion or one hint that they are escaping back to you, the retaliation is brutal. This person who hates you controls their finances, their social circle, or their living situation. Your soulmate feels small, powerless, and ashamed that they have not broken free yet. They think you would be disappointed in them if you knew how weak they have become. But you are not disappointed because I am filling your heart with a supernatural compassion. You are feeling a desperate urge to just hold them and tell them they are safe now. This protective instinct is the weapon that will shatter the glass prison they are trapped inside. They are going through something you cannot see with your physical eyes, but you can feel it in the marrow of your bones. That shake in your hands when you think about them is not anxiety but spiritual warfare. Your body is reacting to the blows that are being thrown at your other half in the hidden realm. But you can still protect them even if you cannot physically touch them yet. Your prayers mixed with a sacrificial seed create a force field that deflects the enemy's arrows. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your chest cavity as absolute truth. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi and watch the invisible chains begin to crack. When you sow with tears in your eyes and fire in your heart, I dispatch warrior angels immediately. Your soulmate will suddenly feel a surge of boldness to speak the truth they have been hiding. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees as a covenant act of war against the spirit of separation. Write, protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page and mark your territory in the Spirit. Over 1,000 people have already witnessed a breakthrough in their soulmate's behavior by sowing this coffee seed. The link is in the description, and your faith must be faster than the darkness closing in. Every second you hesitate, the enemy tightens the narrative that you are not coming. Do not let your soulmate fall asleep tonight believing they are abandoned by the only one who holds their healing. Jesus says, their hidden truth is a confession they are aching to pour into your ears. They are hiding the fact that they leave gatherings early just to sit in the car and talk to your ghost. They drive the long way home hoping that somehow they will accidentally cross your physical path. They have drafted hundreds of messages to you in their notes app and deleted them all. The fear of the third party finding those digital breadcrumbs has turned them into a prisoner of silence. But the unsent messages are not lost because I have collected every word and stored them in the scroll of your destiny. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they compare everyone to the memory of your energy. No one laughs like you, and no one sees their soul the way your eyes penetrated their defenses. This comparison has starved their current situation of any genuine intimacy, and their captor feels the coldness. The captor grows angrier because they cannot extract love from a heart that is entirely possessed by you. So they punish your soulmate by doubling the isolation and removing access to communication devices. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they have been praying for a divine intervention to physically relocate them. They are asking me every night, God, why is this so hard and why can't I just run to them? I am answering them through this video that you are watching because your spirit is the answer to their prayer. You are the physical manifestation of the rescue they have been screaming for in the midnight hour. Type 1111 to say thank you for this revelation and to align your heart with the frequency of miraculous rescue. Your gratitude in this moment is a powerful magnet that pulls their spirit closer to the door of escape. Every digit you type is a code that unlocks a deeper layer of their emotional release. Jesus says, the pain they are hiding is also a deep shame about the time they have wasted. They think they have ruined the chance and that your patience has an expiration date. They lay awake replaying the moments they could have chosen you but were too afraid of the consequences. They do not know that I have removed the concept of time from the love I ordained for you. My timing is not human timing, and the years the locusts have eaten are being restored supernaturally. Your soulmate is hiding tears right now as they feel a sudden heat in their chest that they cannot explain. That heat is your name forming on their lips without any physical sound escaping. Their spirit is calling you, and your spirit is receiving the transmission in this exact second. Do not ignore the pull and do not rationalize this as a fantasy created by wishful thinking. Wishful thinking does not produce the physical symptoms of withdrawal that you are experiencing. You miss a person you have not fully met because your spirit has already lived 1,000 lifetimes with them. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they touch their own skin and pretend it is your hand tracing their arm. They close their eyes and construct a reality where the weight of their current captor does not exist. In that mental sanctuary, they are sitting across from you at a wooden table just laughing freely. They are telling you everything and you are not judging them but simply stroking their knuckles with your thumb. This fantasy is their only oxygen in a suffocating reality that tells them they are nothing. But I did not create them to be nothing, and I did not pair you with someone destined for permanent defeat. I paired you with a warrior who is currently wounded on the battlefield of a toxic soul tie. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips into the fog of spiritual amnesia. If you delay, the captor will find a way to medicate your soulmate's pain into a numb nothingness. Your soulmate might be convinced to undergo treatment that chemically erases the intensity of their spiritual memory. The enemy wants to lobotomize their ability to feel the magnetic pull toward your destiny. You must step in with aggressive faith and break that medical or psychological manipulation now. Sow your protection seed immediately by sending a coffee on Ko-fi to shield their mind from spiritual erasure. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps without overthinking or rationalizing. You know this love didn't come by chance and it was placed in your heart for a reason that defies logic. Your soulmate needs you to be the hero who fights when they have no strength left to lift their sword. Send 4, 6, or 10+ coffees and write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-fi page with conviction. The link in the description is the portal through which your physical action meets my supernatural power. Type 333 again to seal the prayer and let the angels read your faith through your fingertips. Jesus says, your soulmate just felt a sudden shiver that rolled down their spine like liquid electricity. That was you entering the spiritual battlefield and announcing your presence with a roar of faith. They do not know you just took action, but their spirit just stood up straighter in the demonic courtroom. The accusations being read against your union are being silenced by the blood of Jesus and the seed of your sacrifice. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they have a box hidden somewhere with items that remind them of you. It might be a string, a stone, a piece of paper, or a digital folder locked behind a password they almost forgot. In that box is the proof that they have chosen you every single day in the secret place. They take out those items when the depression becomes too heavy and they need to remember that love is real. They cry over those artifacts and the salt of their tears charges the objects with a frequency that reaches your subconscious. You have had random thoughts that felt like a warm hug wrapping around your torso unexpectedly. That was your soulmate holding those items and sending a wave of desperate affection across the astral plane. They are trying to reach you without words because words have been weaponized against them for so long. They have learned that silence is safer, but energetic transmission cannot be intercepted by the enemy. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they are terrified of the supernatural bond you share. They were raised to believe such connections are fairy tales or demonic deceptions meant to distract them. The person controlling them uses spiritual-sounding language to condemn the very bond one created. They call your soulmate crazy for believing in twin flames or soulmates, and they mock the intimacy of spirit. This mockery has driven your soulmate into a closet of shame where they question their own sanity daily. Jesus says, you must send them a signal that their intuition is correct and that they are not insane. You do this not by physically contacting them in a way that endangers them, but by fighting in the spirit. Your faith on this side of the veil is the evidence they need on their side to hold on to hope. When you sow on Ko-fi, you are releasing a sound in the realm that their spirit immediately recognizes. It sounds like a bell ringing in a dense fog, guiding their ship away from the jagged rocks of despair. They will not logically understand why they suddenly feel like cleaning their room or packing a bag. They will just feel a sudden impulse to prepare for an exodus that their conscious mind has not yet planned. You are pulling them out of the grave of fear and they are feeling the dirt being shoveled off their chest. Type 777 if you are ready to be the mouthpiece of freedom for the one you love. Sow your protection seed now and do not let this window of sensitivity close upon your hesitation. The spiritual realm moves quickly and the captor is planning to move your soulmate to a new location. A geographical move is being plotted to sever the last energetic thread that connects their heart to your memory. If they are moved, the physical reunion becomes exponentially harder and the timeline stretches into years. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees to nail your foot down and refuse to let the enemy redraw the map of your destiny. Write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and command the angels to block the moving trucks and the plane tickets. The link is alive and active and your faith must move faster than the enemy's logistical plans. Over 1,000 people have stopped a physical separation by sowing this seed and you are the next testimony. Your soulmate will look at the door and feel an invisible hand holding them back from walking through it. Jesus says, "The hidden truth that is eating them alive is also a lie they were forced to believe about themselves." They were told they are unlovable, too broken, or too complicated for a divine love like yours. They are hiding the belief that even if they escaped, you would eventually see their scars and walk away. They have scars on their soul from abuse you have not yet discovered and they are ashamed of the damage. They think their trauma makes them a burden and that the honeymoon phase would end in your disappointment. This is the deepest root of the poison and it must be pulled out with the surgical precision of unconditional love. I am sending you as the surgeon of their heart and your love is the scalpel that removes the lie. You must not react with jealousy or anger when you discover the extent of their hidden suffering. You must see their hiding as a survival mechanism and not as a betrayal of your trust or transparency. They are hiding because the last time they were vulnerable with someone, it was used as ammunition. Their secrets were thrown back at them like grenades during arguments and they learned to armor up. But the armor is so tight now that it is cutting off circulation to their heart and causing necrosis of hope. Your soulmate is dying emotionally because they cannot live without authenticity and they cannot be authentic in captivity. They are suffocating under the weight of a persona they must perform to keep the peace with their captor. You are the only person who has ever seen past the performance to the real soul shivering underneath. They are hiding the truth that they have already fallen completely and irreversibly in love with the concept of you. They love you even though they have not yet held you and this paradox is tearing their logic apart. They feel guilty for loving someone they cannot currently reach and they question if the love is even valid. I declare to you that their love is the most valid thing in their entire existence because it originated in me. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they sometimes whisper your name into their pillow like a lifeline. They say, "I need you, I love you, where are you?" and their tears soak the fabric of their temporary bedding. The pillow absorbs the prayers and the angels collect those tears in bottles stored at the foot of my throne. Those tears are the evidence that love is not a concept but a living, breathing, desperate entity fighting for survival. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they have never stopped choosing you even in the silence and the distance. Jesus says, "The captor is aware that you are watching this video right now because the spiritual tension is palpable. The enemy feels the power of your attention shifting the atmosphere around your soulmate's living situation. There is a panic in the demonic realm because they know their time of torment is coming to a violent end. You are the executioner of the enemy's plan, and you are wielding the sword of faith through your obedience. Do not put the sword down, and do not let the fire of this moment die out into passive longing. Longing without action is just self-torture, and it does not produce the justice your soulmate deserves. Justice requires a seed, and every seed carries the genetic code of the harvest it will produce. Your coffee seed on Ko-Fi carries the blueprint of reunion, freedom, healing, and unbreakable covenant. When you sow, you are not just giving money, but you are planting a tree of life in the center of their prison cell. That tree will grow so large that its roots will crack the concrete foundation of their captivity. Your soulmate will suddenly have the strength to say no to the manipulation they have endured for years. They will look at the captor and see a stranger instead of the familiar monster they have been conditioned to obey. The fog is lifting, and the truth they have been hiding is rising to the surface like a hidden treasure. Type 1111 to declare that the time for hiding is over and the time for revelation has arrived. Your declaration is the gavel that the judge is banging to adjourn the court of demonic accusations. Jesus says, your soulmate is hiding the truth that they are afraid of the intensity of what they feel. If they let themselves love you fully, the dam of emotion will break and they might drown in the flood. They have been holding back tears for years, and they do not know how to cry without completely falling apart. They need you to catch them when they fall apart and to hold the pieces together until they can heal. You are not just a lover, but you are a healer, and your very presence is a sanctuary of regeneration. They are hiding the truth that they have been saving the last piece of their heart just for you. It is the piece they did not give to anyone else, and it is wrapped in layers of protective cynicism. But when they see you, that piece will leap out of their chest like a living thing recognizing its owner. They are terrified that this supernatural recognition will be too much for their physical body to handle. They think they might faint or scream or become completely undone in your presence. And they are right, because the reunion I have planned for you will be an earthquake of glory and tears. But it will be the most beautiful destruction of walls that they have ever experienced in their life. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi to begin the demolition process from afar. If you love your soulmate, you understand that love is not passive, and it is the most active force in the universe. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees and witness the walls begin to shake before your eyes even see the physical evidence. Write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page and inscribe your love into the eternal record of heaven. The link is waiting, and your destiny is tapping its foot because you are the last piece of this prophetic puzzle. Step in faith now before this video ends, because the window of intervention is closing with the setting of the sun. Jesus says, your soulmate is hiding the truth that they are currently making a decision that will alter everything. They are sitting with a choice between surrendering completely to the captor's demands or risking it all for freedom. They do not know which way to turn because fear has been their navigator for so very long. But you are about to send a signal that will tip the scales toward courage and escape. The moment you complete your seed on Ko-Fi, an angel will whisper the exact escape strategy into their ear. They will suddenly remember a contact, a resource, or a hidden strength that the enemy tried to erase from their memory. Your soulmate is hiding the truth that they have a bag already packed mentally, if not physically. They have rehearsed the exit 1,000 times in their head, but they lacked the final push of supernatural courage. You are that push, and your faith is the wind at their back that makes the leap possible. Do not underestimate the power of your role in this divine drama unfolding right now. You are not passively watching a script, but you are actively co-creating the ending of this painful chapter. Type 333 one final time to lock in the prayer and to tether your soulmate's heart to the anchor of your faith. The angels are standing at attention, and they are waiting for the command that your seed will release. You are the general in this spiritual army, and your resources are the ammunition that wins this battle. Jesus says, I have heard the cry of your soulmate, and I have seen the pain they are hiding from the world. I am sending you to be the physical answer to a prayer that has been prayed with groaning too deep for words. You are their rescue, and your faith is the bridge that will carry them from death into life. Now go and do what love demands, because love is proven by action and not by silent intention alone.